Wonderful people. Since the US cannot get Tinubu, another African country, to begin their dirty job in Niger Republic, they do it themselves. There is a simple adage that says, if you want a job to be done and to be done to your taste the way you would have wanted it, do it yourself. So over the coup that happened in Niger, the US has begun first major military move into Niger. They called, you heard Joe Biden inviting only Tinubu himself, saying, I am inviting Tinubu specially, showing acceptance to say, okay, if you want recognition, we will give it to you. All you need to do, we want you to start a fight or a war in West Africa. And so this is what is happening right now. And the military itself, the Niger government, they are prepared. But the US itself has moved military base because, African countries that have won, the ECOWAS and the rest that have won Niger, seem to be backing down and backing out and saying, they are not doing anything like this. They're not going to let it happen. They would employ negotiations on this matter. They will talk about it, and they will see, and you can see that our very own brother Tinubu has continued to engage the services of the northern elders and the rest to appeal to the Nigerians to see how things will go. So US, they are doing it themselves. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Over coup that happened in Niger, US begin first major military move in Niger. The United States of America has commenced a major military move in Niger Republic. The headquarters, United States Department of Defense, is now repositioning some troops and equipment within Niger. The US will also withdraw a small number of non-essential personnel out of the abundance of caution. This is the first major military move since a coup occurred in July. US officials said yesterday that this consolidation represents prominent United States military personnel's planning to safeguard US assets while continuing to address the threat of violence extremism in the region, according to the retriever. This does not change our overall force position and posture in Niger. We will continue to reveal all options as we assess a way forward and see what we can do. The movement of US assets has been coordinated with and approved by the appreciated authority, the report has added. US themselves are now trying to do it themselves, get the job done themselves, So it is what it is. The Nigerians, we heard a few weeks back, stood up and said, enough of the France influence in our soil and our territory. We want to take the bull by the horn. We cannot have money in our central bank, and the central bank is kept down in France. Yes, we want to borrow money. We'll borrow this money from France and we'll pay it back with interest. The same time, Niger and Nigeria got independence, but it does not feel like they've gotten any independence at all because the US, according to the Nigerians, stick their nose in all their business. In fact, the straw that broke the camel's back, according to them, was that they approached the president to say, these guys that are causing this extremism going on with all those people who are kidnapping, killing, and cause just exactly what was going on in Nigeria, that the military said they are ready to tackle them and to bring it to an end. Guess what the president Bazoum replied them? That they should go and ask permission from France. In fact, that's just, he said, what? You mean in our country, people are dying, the French people are enjoying themselves, living their lives. We should go and meet them to take permission before we save the lives and property of our people. Supposing they come to kidnap us ourselves, what do we do? According to them, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and they know that the guy, was being handpicked, and for them to, they have a lot of influence on him, and so he cannot even speak, or make a decision for the nation. And they said, you know what, enough is enough, and they had to take their lives in their hands and do what they did. The US have consistently and constantly tried to use ECOWAS to fight the Nigerians, but what we've seen is that the even chairman of ECOWAS, Tinubu himself, has been advised by the North that that is not the way forward. So they've stepped back, and the US themselves now wants to get their job done. They said because they have a lot of assets and things to protect in Niger. And one would be wondering, I thought Niger is just a poor country. Also, the US have some, some things that they don't want to lose. You know what they do to Africa? They come to the leaders, they make them feel like they need them, that, you guys need us. Then by the time you agree with them, they take the wealth that belongs to the nation, they take it for themselves, and they do what they do. They take it for themselves and they do what they do. This is part of all the things that are going on. So they are getting their job done themselves, since they cannot understand some of the things that are going on. Every single person is now watching and seeing how things are playing out. Every single person needs to understand this, that this nation belongs to us, and that we are all in this together. And if we want this nation to really triumph and want this nation to really excel, not just the nation Nigeria, but not just the nation Nigeria, but the continent Africa. This is the time to rise up and do not allow the same thing over and over again. So these are some of the things that are going on. Okay, these are some of the things that are happening, and every single person needs to understand it. That there's a lot of blackmail on African leaders, and because some of them, they want acceptance and are so myopic in their understanding, they fall for it. Okay, we just need to understand that some of those things that they do must not be accepted. Yes is not always the answer. No is also an answer. Okay, so no is also an answer. These are some of the things that are happening that we need to begin to learn into this day and age, that we cannot continue with such a thing. We can't continue with such a thing. We need to understand that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and that there is need for every one of us to understand that if we want to make any headway and want to make things better, this is what we need to do, by getting things done and making things right for every one of us, to understand it, that Nigeria, is our country, and we are all in it together, and we want this thing to work. Africa must understand the important role they play. Africa must begin to see themselves as a rich continent, and know that truly, sincerely speaking, we can truly achieve and we can thrive. But we need to understand, first of all, that we need to believe in ourselves, and the influence of the West, we must cut it and make what we have matter. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.